I have made the white knuckle nail biting trip over to this processor this morning. It's Tuesday after the blizzard. We didn't get that much snow, only about 6 inches or so fell, but it blew into drifts, quite deep drifts in places, some 3-4 feet in places. So it was a mess. And the wind, it's still up, it's still blowing snow around. The roads are not well plowed. I took the tractor and the trailer here for the drop Mimsy off. We did not find a buyer for Mimsy who could be realistic about having a young cow, a mini cow, that needed to be bred to a smaller breed and for a family cow, and that we weren't going to keep for an indefinite period of time while they got their act together. So we had numerous people say, oh yeah, we'll take her, and price is great, but give us a month. No, we can't do that. We're already stressed. So having Mimsy caught, knock on wood, the heifers have not escaped since she's been caught. So we're dropping her off here because also she's a fence jumper and an escape artist. I honestly don't think that's probably a good idea for some less experienced homesteader to have to deal with. So anyway, here we are. I'm waiting for them to come, the rest of their crew to show up and open up so I can put her in their barn. It's 7:45. They usually show up right about now. I actually left a little later, but because there was less traffic to deal with, despite the nasty roads, I made it here in the same amount of time. So that was interesting. The trailer lights have shorted out and blown a fuse on the tractor, and I don't know how to resolve that for the trip home. I'm just going to risk it, I guess. It's not a great place to be. This trailer is got too many flaws, too many shorts in the wiring harness. I've tried to chase some this morning. I couldn't do it at all yesterday because of the blizzard was just impossible, and because I thought that I was doing this on Thursday and not Tuesday, I didn't have the time to get things set like I normally check. But also, I'm really sick of having to repair this trailer every single time I use it. It is rotten, and we desperately need a new one. But I have not found one that, A, is affordable, but B, is comparable to the size of this one. This is a 3-horse slant, and it is small. 2 cows in here kind of fill it up. I don't understand how, 3 horses, maybe ponies. I don't know what was supposed to be pulled in this thing. And it's also, I bought it in 2005. I've had it that long, 21 years. And it was old then. I think it's a 93 or something like that. Yeah, I'm just wiped. Yesterday was not a great day for me. The wind and not getting the work done I needed to do. So just feeling very drained right now. Anyway, I'm waiting for the staff to show up here, and then I can head back to the farm for milking. I've only been back to the farm for 10 minutes, and the heifers have jumped the fence, and we had to catch them in the handling system. Fortunately, they all went in, partly because Mimsy wasn't there to stir them around and chase them all over the place. But I am done with this. I am so sick of this winter and these heifers escaping. I don't know what to do. All right, heifers are loaded. The moo haul is taking them up to the field. That's got the heifers caught. I got to go check the gate latches on the trailer. Moo haul. So they can just be in there and be randy and frolicsome for an hour or so while we get the cows milked. Hi, kids. You're just going to wait right there. I don't think they can crawl out that top. I have used a trailer where I lost a Scottish Highland cow out the top. I thought she'd broken her neck when she hit the ground. You know what? I'm going to put them in the field now. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to turn the fence off because they're wild as hell. And at least if they're in the field and they get out, they're caught. If they get out right now, we're really kind of screwed. All right. Always a change of plans when you're farming, always. All right, so I have put the trailer in the field, and I am driving around the perimeter of the field in the snow with the tractor against the fence line, try and compact the snow a few feet or whatever I can up against the fence so it makes the heifers a little shorter than they are against the fence line, because otherwise they're just gonna hop out again. I think can't do it everywhere, but I'm gonna do it where I can do it. I don't know if it's gonna break up the crust enough or not to keep them from doing whatever they're doing. They're horny as hell. Still, I think another heifer must be in heat, and they are not happy with the neighbor's dogs, who are now one house closer to us because of the barn fire, and also that they're a little skittish about that, and then they're also not keen on being in the trailer. So I'll just do what I can do and keep them in. Yeah, don't know. This winter's gone on way too long, that's for sure. I'm going to leave them in a trailer for a little bit, just so I can go help Allison. She's milking right now, and I'm out here messing with this when I said I wasn't going to be. Yeah, I don't think driving around compacted the snow that much, maybe up against there where it drifted, hopefully. It's supposed to be above freezing today, it's supposed to rain today, who knows, and it's going to be thankfully in the 40s by next week, I think, at least for a day or so. Yeah, wow, they're just wild in that trailer. They haven't been like that, so definitely going to be challenging, I think, letting them out. Just another typical day in Frostbite Falls as our hero battles the elements to feed his livestock. Ugh. Rain truck coming. Found a trucker who would haul us these bales from our buddy Steve down in Yarmouth. They were in a field in Yarmouth. And decent rate, even for last minute. So just got a semi-load of these 4x5. So about another half a foot bigger than I make my bales. They're pretty heavy. Thank God they're not really wet silage bales, more like haylage. We'll be giving a couple of these to the cows this afternoon. There's this 24 he dropped off. He had a walking floor trailer, so the floor scoots back and forth and pushes the feed or grain, or in this case bales, off of it. And so it's big semi, so he's just able to shove them off the back and I can pick them up. It is tearing the plastic up a little bit, but I think it's okay. It's actually better. Most of these bales are firmer and better looking than the ones I bought the last time that we've been having the mold issue with. So I'll be interested to see what these look like once I cut into them. I've got to clear the driveway because we got customers coming. So I'm doing this as fast as I can. The trucker won't be back for about 3.5 hours because it's an hour plus down there and half hour to load and an hour plus back. So it's about 3.5 hours total, I'd say. And then he'll be able to dump the other load off and I'll get them moved. And I now no longer have to sweat it. Between these new bales and the bales I have over in Thomaston and what's left here on the farm, we have more than enough feed for, we got more than enough feed here to hopefully last through the spring, definitely last through the spring, hopefully it's quality enough. And we should have enough to be able to feed out some bales during the summer to buffer feed when we're on the grass so the cows don't, certainly when they first go out to grass, they need to eat a certain amount of roughage because the grass is doesn't have enough roughage, too rich. And then I want to make sure I have a buffer for in case we get drought again. Who knows? Anyway, these will be great. So yeah, just gonna keep moving. I was counting cows as you do. I kept coming up short one. I couldn't figure out why until I changed my perspective. I could see Bramble, Libby, and Luna, but I couldn't see Nettle tucked in between Bramble and Libby's heads because Luna's body was blocking her. At least they're cozy. Summer has arrived and Frostbite falls. The natives are rejoicing. Beautiful day today. Absolutely stunning. It's actually going to be above 40 for the first time since whenever. I guess we had those freakish days in January. Just filling water for the calves. Heifers out front, rather. Finished pushing up silage for the cows. We're going to get started milking soon. And yeah, sunlight and warmth, but not for long. It's going to plummet into the single digits on Monday. Well, I'm out here in the barn because we are about the number 3 there just distracted me. We're about 10 days out from our next calving, and we're going to have 3 calves, pretty rapid succession within a couple days of each other, we think, if all goes well, according to the plan. So today's Saturday, the last day of February, I guess, 28th. Just don't know why it's in my head today, but I'm getting ready for that calving, the next calving. So we got the towels ready in the house. I'm going to pull out a couple of small jackets to have on hand. I'm just opening up because these are a bear to open when you're in a rush and it's late at night or something, and you're struggling to get this done so you can do other things, because calving is a sort of emergency, certainly at this temperature, in this weather. It's nice today, it's gonna be above 40, but coming up soon, look at that. Something has been eating the handle of the molasses jug. And it's just sitting out here. Huh, that's weird. Anyway, it's going to be colder this next week. We're far from spring. As springy as it is today, the next few days are going to be bitter cold. And then after that, next week, it's not going to be much better. So we have to be ready to jump on warming a calf, and really like giving a cow a warm bucket of water with a little bit of these electrolytes in it immediately after calving. Not only is she going to be really thirsty because she won't have drunk any water or very little water the day of calving, and she's getting ready to calve, and certainly during the period of calving, she's going to be out of it. So that first 5 gallons is really crucial. It helps fill back up the void that the calf has kind of squished their stomachs. The cows have 4 stomachs, so they're kind of squished up inside because of the placement of the calf. And it's good to fill that volume up with something like water, warm water with a little bit of energy for the cow immediately, because otherwise the stomach can twist inside. That's not a good situation. So we're really like doing that. So I was just trying to make it as easy as possible in this next period, because I know that I'm always having to read the directions on these from time to time, because we don't use electrolytes, certainly this brand of electrolytes, that often. Every time I have to go make up 5 gallons worth, I have to read the directions, how many scoops, whatever. So I've written it on top of the lid so I don't have to think anymore. So I thought that would be a good call. So I'm getting that ready. Going to go see if I can trigger the Calving 360-degree camera, and hopefully I got to fix the solar panel on it so that it will stay put, and maybe it will stay running for more than a day or two. I'm going to try that now, because I got to go in and bring some bales of shavings into the calf pen. And then my next task today is cleaning, scraping the standing area of the barn, and probably this week I'm going to actually clear out the whole barn and refresh all the bedding, because I think with 3 cows calving in short succession, and the fact that we still have Tethys and Ganymede up here in the container yard, and don't have that pen cleared from the container yet, because it's still, as warm as it's been during the day, it's still too cold at night. So things aren't warming up, things aren't thawing, and we have had multiple snowstorms over the last couple weeks. So cannot get to where we want to be with that pen that's dirty. And then I was so dumb. I missed the couple day window where back in the fall where I could have cleared that out, and I didn't get to it, and then it froze, and it's been frozen. And so that's things that got to thaw. So I just want to have the emergency pen available in the dairy barn down there where the cows are, like we've been using the last couple of years, just because if there's some kind of a wacky emergency or calves down there, we've got to be able to deal with it. Because the 3 cows that are going to calve next are pretty good with a halter and being led around, so I'm not too worried about getting them up to the container yard, given the winter and the weather and how we have things set up. It's just going to be a pain, and it depends on who's doing it, what time of day. Lots of things can impact this, given and also we have things going on coming into the week where the calves are going to be born. So really just trying to get everything prepared to make this so one person can deal with it all if necessary or whatever. During the summer, this wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't be thinking about this. I wouldn't be doing this. The cows could calve out on grass. It'd be fine. The temperatures are warm enough most of the time for calves to thrive. It's just this stupid, long, nasty, cold winter dragging on into... Technically, tomorrow is meteorological spring. Ain't going to be that way. We've definitely got weeks more of winter left. So I just filled Marianne, the excavator, with a little dinosaur go juice. And I'm hoping the battery's flat. I'm hoping the starter pack will kick it off enough to start it, because I want to pull back that pile of manure so I can just dump over that gate again, rather than have to drive out of the barn area and come all the way down. Cleaning the barn just goes faster that way. I don't know how the cows are going to react to going out to the bale in the field in this weather and this snow condition, but I really need to get the skid steer started, because there isn't enough room here to put the manure that I got to pull out of there today. So hopefully I can get Marianne started. All right, success. That started better than I thought it would. I honestly wasn't expecting the 12-volt battery pack to kickstart a 24-volt machine. So go cheap Napa battery pack, or whatever this thing is. It doesn't hurt that I had this running not that long ago. Give it a chance to warm up, and I'll pull back that manure. We've perhaps gone the longest this winter without refreshing the bedding in the entire barn. And that's partly down to the weather and it being so cold for so long and it not raining as much, but also because I chose to go really deep letter only in a section of the barn and keep the front half of the barn cleaned out so that any water and flooding and urine and stuff didn't seep back into a much lower bedded pack. Still not ideal. Still don't know. I'd like to do free stalls. I'm not sure how that will work, but how we're set up. Just gotta see. All right, let's stay there. Woo! Guess that bucket was frozen to the ground. Seems to be going better than I was expecting, so that's good. We should be good to go. Not exactly close enough that I can shimmy back and forth, I guess. Forget whatever I said about it being 40 out. It's gone windy and bitter cold. You can tell how cold it is actually by the fact that that compost pile, composting manure, is frozen. Rather, it's not frozen, but it's also not steaming. It's been warm enough as a mass to keep from freezing solid, but not warm enough to generate enough heat at these temperatures to start cooking off and steaming. Normally in a spring or something like that, or the fall, you would expect to see that pile just pouring out the steam. All right, I've got the excavator parked there to block off in case the cows decide to jump a snowbank, and I am going to let them out so I can get this barn clean. And my idea is that, it's past due for cleaning. It's been bad weather and lots of snow and stuff. So today's really the first good day to get the floor scraped after several days of it not being scraped. But also, if I do that today, Saturday, then come Monday or Tuesday, I can be cleaning the main part of the bedded pack, get that cleared out of there, break it into two much smaller loads. I'll have less to do to clean what I'm cleaning today on Tuesday or Monday, whatever, and then we'll get the rest of that out of there. And hopefully, I bet you it's not going to be until Wednesday, actually, because if I call Monday an order, unless they bring the shavings Monday, because I can't leave them sit out in the dooryard. And I also got to check the weather, because if it's blowing like this, or if it's raining or snowing, I can't have them deliver that because the shavings and stuff will just blow away. I'm gonna get enough in one load to coat the barn, and that'll be it. I'll have to get another load at some point, but for now, I might stockpile a little bit, but that's for next week. Now, I'm gonna let the cows out. Cows ready to go out. Please behave. Come on, out you go, out you go, out you go. Come on, Louise, come on. Come on, out you go, out you go, out you go. Fix, never mind that. All right, come on, Lana. Do it up. A little bit of confusion about what they're supposed to be doing. Come on, ladies, head on out. That's it, girl. Come on, ladies, head on out. Why are we all bunched up? Lonnie, get a move on. Come on, lots of love. Well, snow's pretty deep out there. I'm not happy. They're not happy. I just hope nobody gets hurt racing around. There's a bale out there they should like. Anyway, I'm gonna get this barn clean so they can get back in. Because clearly, as nice a day as it was supposed to be, it is now not nice. It is bitter cold. I'm actually cold, but I'm going to be in the skid steer for a while. And they're clearly not happy with the depth of the snow out there. So this is where right there they're racing around. I don't know. I better get this done. Have Allison come hold the cows in the lane because they jumped over the fence. And we're in the lane area while I was cleaning the barn. So Allison kept them here. Now we're collecting them out of the field to get back in the barn because the fence is off. I don't trust them. And the heifers are being wild. Asker's Joy. Hey, 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 hey! Come on, Joy. Oh, she got some big horn scars on her twat. Get up on in there. Bring that gate out. All right, I'm giving the skid steer a quick swizzle. I couldn't find a hose and a sprayer nozzle because they're all packed away or broken because they froze. Yeah, winter's been hard. I'm just giving this a quick swizzle, not only to clean it, but because the manure was wet and slushy and gross and tracked in, we're expecting freeze it below 20. How do I explain this? So for whatever reason, there must be science behind it. The skid steer is good with wet and muddy tracks down to about 22 degrees. And it won't stick. It won't freeze. Below 20, of course, any little thing, wet manure, mud, snow, ice will freeze the track solid. And so in the spring, once it's frozen and cold and stays cold, well then, I don't have to worry too much about it because there's no moisture, and the snow stays cold, and when it's down below freezing and the skid steer tracks get snow and stuff up them, and these tend to stay pretty thawed. But it's on these days when I'm in the slushy manure and stuff, and in the spring, any slight amount of moisture or liquid or whatever will freeze solid. And so constantly gotta waste water and keep these things flushed out. Now this side is definitely more frozen than the other side, so I'm gonna have to come back out here in a little while and move the skid steer. That'll break any ice bond and keep things moving. And it's not good for the skid steer to work against frozen sprockets and things. Adds extra strain on everything. Anyway, I also want to make sure I had the bucket as loosened as it I could. Whoa, ice. I want to make sure I had the bucket as washed off as I could so that I can get it loose if I need to change it soon. I don't think we have any more big snow events where I'd need the big snow bucket, but if we got shavings this week, then I'll need to switch to the bigger bucket because it just makes that much less trips. Now, Alice and I got the cows back in the barn. They're quite agitated. I think they finally saw the potential of being out and being free, and now they're wild as hell. Great big shit river flowing down the hill now. It's going to be all icy. I'd wanted to freshen up their bedding. I'm kind of glad I didn't. Allison has work that I interrupted her from, so had to send her back to work. I'd wanted to get them bedded, but maybe it's a good thing I didn't because they're just racing around in there, and they would have made any bedding really messy. This is not an ideal way to keep a barn, that's for sure. And we're on the cusp of overcrowding. Different herds, you could probably get a few more animals in there, but for whatever reason, because our herd is so striated with different age groups, and we don't have a single mob, like Astrid and Joy are a mob, Trixie, Nettle, and Bramble are sort of a group, but Mabel, Lottie, Lana, Luna are all kind of operating on an individual level, and they can all agitate and pick on the younger cows and the less dominant cows, the weaker cows. So it could be a little bit argy-bargy at times. I think Demeter, Cassiopeia, Aurora, and Io, if we keep Io with the milk cows, will be a nice cohort.
That is the problem with these spread out birthings. If they happen all at once, the heifers that you keep back kind of all act together and are all more friendly together. It's when we got this spread out age group and slight overcrowding. I mean, this barn was built for about 10, 12 cows. We've got 11 in here, so I'm kind of right at the breaking point. It would help if there was a place for them to go, and it would be helpful if I could keep them to one side or the other to clean it out easier. Anyway, it's better than it was this morning, that's for sure. Hopefully it'll last for a few days. What I was saying is I might not be able to change out the bedding like I want to, because we're going to give the boluses to the cows on Tuesday, I think. Next week, there's not this coming week, but the week after, we'll be having calves. And I kind of need it clean for then, but also I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have Allison's help again to clean the stalls to send the cows out into the field, because they were that wild. They were really pressuring the non-existent, non-hot fencing. And I also have to coordinate shavings and cleaning the barn and getting the cows out. So that might not be possible. We'll just see what the weather's like. If it's like this today with the wind, I'm not sending them out there, because the wind kind of drives them crazy. All right, now that I'm done washing off the skid steer, I gotta reconnect the hose for the cow trough and go think about lunch.